Let's go ahead and get him started. Dog and Wallbant in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. All right. We are starting with the TLZJS. Oh, the L, ruining it. That was 5. Anyway, this is Classic Tetris Monthly. This is our annual Mega Masters Championship. Top 64 qualifiers, really the top 64 players in the world. Maybe there's a few who didn't quite make it in. That's fine. But we got the top players in the world. They're playing here in a big tournament with a big prize pool. On the left side, it is a 9-time CTM Masters event winner, 2-time CTWC champion, a 2-time DAS Masters champion, the 8th player to crash the game, the only player to get the level rollover that we are calling Gym Rebirth, getting through 256 levels of Tetris and resetting it back to 0. He's a 5-time finisher in the semis or higher in CTWC's World Championship. And he's the score world record holder. So, it's hard to come up with more things that he could be that are impressive, but he's almost all of them. Seed number 1 in our tournament, it is Dog playing Tetris. He qualified into that seed 1 with a 1.89 million. That is the average of his best 3 games played in a 90-minute qualifier. 191 for Dog, 152 for Wallbant. Dog also the 4th ranked player right now in the monthly Premier poll. So he's doing pretty good. On the right side, it is a known Canadian. Seed number 33. He qualified in with a 1.20 million average of 3. He's got an overall score PB of 1.6 million. That's in the top 60. He was 25th in the most recent Premier poll. A 3-time Futures Circuit winner. He played in CTWC's top tier championship bracket, the gold bracket, in 2023 and 2024. He's had high finishes in multiple regional tournaments, including in Boston and Montreal. He's got high finishes in a meme tournament known as Classic Tetris Level 12, which is all Level 12 starts with 12-player brackets and a $12 entry fee. And a nice guy and a good friend, it is Wallbant. 338 for Wallbant. 331 for Dog. So we get game 1 underway. This is a best of 5. So in each of these games, in each individual game of this set, the player with the highest top-out score wins. And then there are 5 games played, and the first player to get to 3 games won is the winner of the match and moves on to the next round. 386 for Dog, 388 for Wallbant. Level 12 is more serious than MEGAMASTERS. On some level, I believe it is. On some level. 434 for Wallbant, 432 for Dog. Now, Pumpy, you had like purple colored brackets, but did you have like 4 different shades of purple, like in MEGAMASTERS, where it's like purple, violet, lavender, and whatever else? That's what I think maybe you were missing. That was the secret sauce. All right, a couple of skims in Tetris's Wallbant. Going to keep that wall open, get a long bar in there, and another one. 485 for Wallbant, 467 for Dog. Bro knows 3 shades of purple. I mean, I'm just saying those are the shades that were in MEGAMASTERS. There are probably other shades of purple that if I thought about it, I could probably come up with. $5.36 for dog, $5.33 for Wallbant. 50 Shades of Purple. Oh no. All right, guys, we're going to reopen the Tetris fanfic channel. Somebody do 50 Shades of Purple. All right, actually, don't do that. 556 for Wallbant, 558 for Dog. We're approaching level 19 at 130 lines. The speed will increase by 50%. Wallbant is in at about 582. Dog is in at 583. So super close transition scores. We'll have 100 lines of this, and then level 29 will hit. And the speed will increase once again. This time, or that time, it'll double. That's going to happen at 230 lines. Tetris for Dog, 659. 638 for Wallbant. Wallbant earned his way into this top 32 by actually playing in round 1 and round 2, defeated Anakomi and then Mark to make it here into the top 32. Dog is in this round of 32 in virtue of his number 1 seed. Basically, the top 16 qualifiers were seeded in the top 32 automatically. So this is Dog's first match in this tournament. This is Wallbant's third. 750 for Dog. Tetris, 779. 719 for Wallbant. So Dog starting for the first time in this game to get a little bit of separation. And Wallbant is dug back down, gets a long bar down for a Tetris, 755. Dog ahead by about 54,000 points and you know has three fewer lines, so Dog will have more lines at the end available if he keeps this up. A few more lines, just a handful. If and when we get to that final speed increase, which happens at level 39, that is known as the super kill screen. Tetris for Dog 932. There's a Tetris again for Dog, 964. All right, Wallbant playing aggressive here and not going to get that square all the way to the right. This is going to be very difficult to clear out. He needs to get something over to the left, and he does get something to help knock this back down. Not out of the woods yet. This is a very high dig. And Wallbant is going to top out at 835, and Dog is good in game number 1. Ryan the Lion says, any love for Dr. Mario? Are there tournaments? I would imagine Tetris guys would kill it. Generally, they don't kill it. But there are Dr. Mario tournaments. You can check out the Twitch channel. I think it's called The DRMC. I think, is that what it is? In a prize pool, which currently stands at $13,333.33. That is a lot of dollars and cents. We want to thank those of you who have contributed to that prize pool. That is amazing. 321 Tetris. Tetris says, I went to community college, so I can play Dr. Mario. It is a very fun game to play. I've been playing it on my Game Boy, whatever. And it's great. Oh, and it was Deck. Deck was the winner on Deck's birthday. It is actually Deck's birthday today. And yeah, imagine winning the giveaway on your birthday. Happy birthday, Deck. 50,000 for Dog. 72,000 for Wallbant as we get underway in game number 2. Gionista says PB 29 million is still just ridiculous to see. Yeah, I agree. I think we had a $10 contribution to the prize pool as well. Just give me a second. I will bring that up and thank the person who did it. It was Tom J. It was in the amount of $10.36. That's going to bring us to $13,343.69. You guys. Dog with a big column of long bars on the left side of the screen. It's kind of like 5-tap insurance right there. If you pile up those bars all the way on the left, then you don't have to 5-tap anything. Tetris for Dog, 237, 180 for Wallbant. Imagine passing up that line. Oh, there was not a line spin opportunity. All right. So that left side a little bit messed up now for Dog after the shenanigans here with the long bars. And really just get a lot of long bars. Like, in a way, getting too many long bars all at once is kind of like, what do I do with all these? So it's not the worst thing in the world to do, to put them all the way on the left and to say, I don't have to 5-tap for a while. Now, less utility on level 18, of course, for these rollers. Okay, it's 7 a.m. where random stuff of me LOL is. Thank you for the update. Appreciate it. Give us updates every 15 minutes, please. Thank you. Tetris Wallbant, 321, 315 for Dog. All right, Dog is set up for a Tetris, 1 row off the bottom, column 10. He's going to get it. Probably still. Oh, no, he's actually going to try to attack that gap in row 1 that was keeping him 1 row off the bottom. It was in column 7, so a couple of burns will take care of that. Now he's all the way back down on the bottom and set up for a Tetris. He's at 371. Wallbant gets a long bar down in column 10, but it was only good for a triple, and now he's 1 row off the bottom. And let's see how he's going to attack this. He's trying to avoid covering that gap, but piece is not exactly cooperating. Finally, there's an L piece. That's going to allow him to do it now. Can he get out of this cleanly? Oh, he can build for a dirt. He's just going to take the triple and try to knock this down in the middle. A couple of long bars for the middle. Those are great. A couple of those long bars are great for Wallbant. Okay, now those 3 long bars coming for Dog. You know, I almost said 3 long bars. Well, I mean, I kind of did. But you got to be careful when the players are offset like this not to spoil like long bar bursts and other bursts like that. Wallbant in a little bit of a situation. He's got an open well on the right side. Can he find a burn? Yes. Can he find more burns? Oh, he blocks that well just as the bar is coming. And he keeps doing it, and he keeps having a covered well. When the bar comes, and the bar gets over, and Wallbant gonna bring it down. Oh my word. And Walmart, did I say Walmart? Wallbant is gonna use those bars to great effect to bring this down. Dog gets those bars as well. I literally just said Walmart. What the heck? Wallbant up pretty high here, though. This is going to be tough to dig down, but he's doing it. Okay, those are going to help. When players are a significant number of pieces apart, you do have to be careful not to spoil the significant piece bursts and significant pieces, because players are listening. All right, Wallbant going to uncover that right side, and he's going to get a Tetris. 537 for him, 631 for Dog. Walmart. Why did I say Walmart? I think I was trying to say like Wallbant and then another M, like another word with an M, but it got all pushed together and then turned into Walmart. That happens. 598 for Wallbant, 713 for Dog. He's going to get a Tetris and set up with another bar and get that Tetris. Do I shop at Walmart? Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes. Tetris Wallbant 657. He's going to use a bar for the middle. He's set up now. 829 for Dog. 688 for Wallbant. You think I want to say Wallbant and long bar at the same time? Wall bar. This seed does appear to be full of wall bars. I will tell you that. There's a lot of bars. 752 for Wallbant. 873 for Dog. Walmart sounds like a cool name for a Tetris team of Wallbant and Marts. It's got to have been done, right? With all the inane events you guys are setting up, there's no team of Marts and Wallbant yet. 941 for Dog, 821 for Wallbant. It's Skibbity Tetris all over again? I don't really know what you mean. All right, Tetris for Wallbant, 861. Dog at 975. All right, Wallbant on level 28 has got to uncover. Okay, there's a Tetris Wallbant. 900,000. Dog at A17. Oh, Wallbant gonna miss that T. He was trying to like rotate that in and tuck it in, and it's gonna be an awkward 29 transition. Pretty high. That left side is too high to deal with. Wallbant gonna top out in game number 2, and Dog is good. Goes up 2 games to none. Oh, by the way, Canine watching Tetris, thanks for gigantifying that emote. Also, Dano222 with the 2222 super chat says, "Go Dog." Thank you, Dano. And also thank you, Canine watching Tetris. 2 great supporters of the channel. Really appreciate that. If you want to support the channel, you can find different ways to do that using the support command. You can also use the usual suspects, super chats, stickers on YouTube, channel memberships as well. Twitch has got bits, channel subscriptions. You can gift a subscription, and Amazon Prime. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you can use your what? You get a Twitch Prime gaming subscription. Is that what it is? Yeah, that's what it is. And you get one of those a month. Use it or lose it. Sometimes use it on us. That would be nice. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Oh, K10 watching Tetris. K11 watching Tetris. All right, a skimming a Tetris there for Wallbant. Start off game number 3. Wallbant needs to win this one to force a game 4. Extend this match. There's another one. Wallbant, 71,000. All right. Dog here, 95,000. Wallbant, 118. What the heck? Dano222 has gifted 10 fan level memberships over on our YouTube channel. The recipients are Tom J, Asplin Chen, Babber, Andy G, Trudy, Jordan Scott, Ravioli, Muhammad A, Le Bavu, and Rob C. Thank you, Dano222, for these amazing memberships to this probably the best channel on YouTube, I think. I took a survey recently of myself, and 100% of all respondents said this was the best YouTube channel. LKLK subscribed on Twitch with a Prime sub. Thank you, LKLK. Appreciate that. And again, thank you, Dano222, for all those memberships on YouTube. 277 dog, 259 for Wallbant. Gambit Zemmer with a $14.99 contribution. That is going to take us up to some amount that I will find out as soon as I refresh this. $13,359.69. Says say the line. Well, I will say the line when the song comes up. That's when the line gets said, Gambit. But thanks to your $14.99. But just know when the line comes up, it will be dedicated to you personally. 327 for Dog, 312 for Wallbant. Uncover that right side. Well, Dog gets a long bar down. Tetris 350. Tetris Wallbant 367, 384 for Dog. Wallbant gets the Tetris. Wallbant ahead in lines. Small score lead. Dog takes it back with a couple of Tetrises, 431. Thanks for the follow, LKLK. We are well over the 10,000 mark now. Took us a long time. Stuck, within single digits of that 10,000, but seems to have greased the whatever the I don't know what my metaphor is here, but it's very greasy. All right, 484 for Wallbant, 500,000 for Dog. It opened the valve, is that it? It seems to have opened the valve a bit. And now the followers are pouring in. Tetris Dog 545 through 114, 530 for Wallbant. Now 553 through 123. Is this the first match of tonight's stream? It is. It is indeed, Ogre. From Montana, I'm guessing. Or Middle Tennessee. All right, 614 entry. No, not yet. 614 for Dog, still on 18. But Wallbant entered with a 600K transition. So he knows the assignment. He knows he's got to, be aggressive, score high. 607 Wallbant. Tetris for him, 632. 621 entry for Dog. There are two more matches after this one, by the way. After this one, it will be Hydrant Dude versus Myles. And then the winners of the two matches will face off to determine who goes to our top 8. 668 Wallbant. 696 Dog. Tetris Wallbant 750, 748 Dog. Dog ahead by about a Tetris, back by 7 lines. El Pelton says, Hydrant Dude versus Myles. What is this, January 2022? Yes. And you have the ESWT BBWC 2022 to look forward to this year. 835 for Wallbant, 831 for Dog. Shouldn't it be 2025? Well, no, we did not hold the one in 2022. Well, it was basically delayed for 3 years. So obviously it's still the 2022 event. I don't know what you mean. 909 for Wallbant, 953 for Dog. There's a Tetris Dog, 985, 943 for Wallbant. All right, Dog humming along. He's got the max out and more. A52 on level 26. Wallbant trying to keep that well open. He's got a good, stack here. Building out that left and getting a little droughted here, but finally finds a little relief. A39 max out for Wallbant. A92 for Dog. He's 9 or 10 lines behind, which is advantageous for him. Flash Theory is upset about the 2022 delay of the ESWT BBWC 2022. Oh, no. All right, Wallbant cannot find a bar. Oh, finds a bar, but hangs it. And it was just a really tough drought as he entered 29. And he really was building up high there, and really only a bar could save him. And that, maybe if he had found a way to put it in column 3 and then find I don't even know what you do there. So GG's Wallbant, you are amazing. But it's going to be Dog moving on to the top 16. And Wallbant had a great run. Wallbant started all the way back in round 1. Has already, defeated 2 opponents on his way here to Dog. And put up a good fight in this match as well. So GG's Wallbant. All right, we'll watch Dog mulling it out. And we'll be back in a moment with Hydrant Dude versus Myles. Are players prepping any new strats or glitches for ESWT BBWC 2022? Well, the big innovation for 2021 was snaking. And I think what I understand is that snaking has something you can do on other events as well, but I'm not sure. But I don't think, you think clipping will be banned in 2022? Quite possibly, we have to look at it. F88 for Dog on 36, so he's going for that rollover, and not going to get it. But okay, Dog's moving on. Dog, you stick around. Wallbant, you are dismissed in 3, 2, 1 Tetris. On the left side of your screen, it is Hydrant Dude, qualified into this tournament into seed number 16. And in virtue of that fact, this is Hydrant's first match in MEGAMASTERS this month. The top 16 seeds all got a a bye into round 3. Qualified in with a 1.40 million. That is the average of his best 3 games. Played over a 90-minute qualifying period. Hydrant's overall PB, 2.3 million. That's good for about 35th on the list. Ranked number 20 in the most recent Premier poll. The former CTM Masters event winner in September 2021. The first player to roll over the score that happened in that very tournament in I believe it was a round 1 match against Odin Logi. It was a very exciting moment. He's also winner of a challenger circuit and a futures circuit. Has been in the semis an additional 1 time. That was all the way back in January of 2020. He was a top 8 finisher in CTWC in 2022 and went out versus Eric, who is the eventual winner of that tournament. Was also top 16 in 2020. That was the first online year. And also played in the gold bracket in the, 2021, 23, and 24. And has made the rounds of various regionals with high finishes in the Northeast Regional, Blanks Garage, Columbus, Montreal, Philly, and Boston. And was also the winner of the first ever Stupid Tetris Monthly. That was in 2020. We had 2 of them. And every year we're like, yeah, we're going to bring it back. We're going to bring it back. I never bring it back. But we're going to bring it back. I promise. We're bringing it back. We're going to find a time to do it. But Hydrant Dude was the first one ever that has a series of, kind of side event modes like speed, 0 to 9 speed run and no next box and no rotation and secret grade and things like that. And the Hydrant's opponent in that finals was Ella, who was actually in the finals both years we held it. So that is Hydrant. Also, a dual citizen, which sounds very handy to have right now, Canada and the US. So I wish I had that. Believe me. On the right side, it is Myles. Myles qualified in at seed number 17. Qualified in just 1 notch below Hydrant Dude with a 1.38 million. And that meant that Myles had to play a round 1 match. A round 2 match to get into this round 3. And he did against Eliash. That was a very tumultuous match, to say the least. But Myles is here in the top 32. Myles with an overall PB of 8.063 million. That's good for about 6th on the list. He's tied for 7th in the most recent Premier poll. Was the 6th player to crash the game. 489 for Myles, 488 for Hydrant. We are very close in lines and score in this game 1. He's also a winner of a challenger circuit back in 2023. Has been in the finals 4 times, most recently in October against Blue Scooty. There's also 5 additional semis appearances. Was top 8 in CTWC's main championship, the gold bracket last year. Top 16 the year before. And Myles has had high finishes in various regionals as well, including a win in the Desert qualifier in 2022. That was the one in Phoenix. And also high finishes in Stillwater, Waco, and out in California at Genesis. And was the winner of Classic Tetris Brawl Winter Games this year. That is an invitational tournament with alternate game modes that is run by Dog Playing Tetris. 627 for Hydrant, 587 for Myles. So big pacing going on right now. Can we do a Tetris Monthly Mega Masters? Oh, I'll think about that. That's an idea that I will consider. Yeah, we are doing that. We haven't decided on the month yet. 678 here for Hydrant on 19. 613 for Myles. Two big scores. There's a Tetris Hydrant, 702, still on 19 with a 700. There's a Tetris for Hydrant, 730. He's ahead of Myles. Despite this big, huge pace, he's only ahead by Myles by about 60,000 points. Tetris for Hydrant. Myles with, also massive pace right now. Tetris Myles, 702. Hydrant filling out this stack here on level 21. Takes a skim to get set up. He's waiting out the bar. Tetris Hydrant, 797. Myles trying to keep this medium dig from metastasizing. 716 for him. Okay, he's brought it back down to a safe height. Now just needs to get to work uncovering that, building up. He's at 726. He's got an open well. He gets a long bar, gets that Tetris. 756 Myles. 886 for Hydrant. There's a Tetris. 916 on 24. And, Myles kind of digging and burning sequence. That has allowed Hydrant to jump out to a lead of about 130,000 points. Hana, yeah. Pace was unlocked, I think, in 2022. We're allowed to say it now. $986 for Hydrant, $913 for Myles. Let's make no cap November Mega Masters next year. Oh my goodness. I can't even, I don't even want to contemplate what that would be like. A13 for Myles, A31 for Hydrant. Both are on 27. And so Hydrant going through his own costly dig. And that allows Myles right back in. So we are super close now in score. No max left behind when? Hey, somebody tell me, does someone know approximately what no max left behind would have been this year? And that doesn't mean no max qualifier. It means anybody who got a max out was in any game. A67 for Myles into 29. B07 for Hydrant. There's a Tetris Hydrant. B44. There's a Tetris Myles, although a little misdrop there with the S. Hydrant's board starting to climb, and that's going to be a top out for Hydrant. The target for Myles is B49. B49 is the target. Isn't that also a bingo number? I'm not sure. All right, and Myles kind of setting up for it. No, he's just going to take triples and trying to get this through. He'll take the Tetris if it comes, but otherwise, going to keep it low. And he's just singling, doubling, and he's got it. Myles has taken game number one. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Okay, 22,800 for both players. Hydrant's first appearance in a Masters event was all the way back in August of 2019. Hydrant's first opponent was in Masters, Corian. That's kind of a legend. So that's how far back Hydrant goes. Myles's first match in Masters was May of 2021, and that was against Tetris Time. So slightly newer Myles, but he had been playing in challenger circuits and futures and lower tiers and a lot for, all the way back since 2019. So it did take him a while to get into Masters, but he finally did, and he's pretty much been a Masters player nearly every time since. $179 for Myles, $173 for Hydrant. How old was Hydrant? Like 4? Yeah, Hydrant was 4 years old. That's right. $225 for Myles, $248 for Hydrant. We had 78 with no max out left behind in 2023. I know I really thought about doing it this year, but I'm pleased with how the tournament is running. It's been very easy. We've already determined 3 of our top 8 finishers. We're April 18th, so I don't know, we're making decent time. We'll determine 3 more tomorrow. Well, no, we haven't determined 3. We're determined 2. So Myles with interesting, probably not interesting to him, but interesting misdrop there, which requires a little bit of, shucking and jiving to bring down, which he does. 328, 340 for Hydrant. I mean, if we had announced that it was no cap November, I think we would have had more, because I think more other people who we're probably not remembering right now would have played. 357 for Myles, 409 for Hydrant. And Myles just trying to bring this down. Just not able to get exactly the right pieces he's looking for here, but he's getting there. All right, looks like he's substantially cleaned up here. He's now Tetris ready, not the most accommodating board, so he's going to have to find a place to chuck that square. And he skims the cover off the well and gets the Tetris. 387 for Myles. Hydrant, 456. He's his board climbing. Abby Normal says, I think Hydrant was in the first CTM match I watched. In that match, he tried to argue that a game should be replayed because a cockroach ran in front of him. That was Hydrant. That was your first time you saw Hydrant? Amazing. All right, a little bit of a misdrop there for Hydrant. Myles set up center well, gets it. 443 into 19 for him. 550 into 19 for Hydrant. So Myles, a little bit of work to do. He's back by about 107,000 points at the 19 entry. The speed has increased by 50%. On level 18, pieces drop 1 row every 3 frames. Now they're dropping 1 row every 2 frames. 496 for Myles. 626 for Hydrant. I mean, no max out left behind with double elimination. That would be truly stupid Tetris Monthly. That would be like, what are you trying to do? 659 Hydrant, 574 Myles. He uncovers the right side, gets the long bar down. Tetris, 605. There's Tetris Hydrant, 689. It would be the biggest event of the year, bar none. Bar none sounds like the worst Tetris event ever. Okay, Myles digging. Hydrant waiting out the bar. Bar goes down for Myles. Hydrant kind of scrambling here, but he's got a path out. Okay, this is coming down, but this is tough. Oh, nice burn. Oh, no, that left side. That's going to be a top for Hydrant at 815. So the target for Myles, 816. I mean, Liliana, that's what it used to be back in the day. Back in the very early months of the Vandy era, it was everybody who submits a qualifier plays. And after a couple months, it was like, this is ridiculous. And I created the community tournament. 816, that is the target. Myles is like 1.5 away. There's the one. I'm just going to pick up the half. Got a lot of time here. 13 lines. Can easily get this. Does not have to go for the Tetris, but he's going for it, and he gets it. A lot of times, players will feel a little more comfortable just with their normal stacking rather than having to change gears and go, oh, now I need to stack in a different way. And, you know, you just kind of want to make sure you get it before 29 hits. You start scrambling at the bottom of the board. Okay, so Myles takes game number 2. If my first CTM was August 2019, I would have just turned 18, says Hydrant Dude. Well, that must have been, that's what Match Database says, and I believe whatever the internet tells me. All right, so Myles just doing a little bit of mullening here, trying to go for maybe a back-to-back max record, and you got to start it now, right? If you don't max, you can't get it. And there's the max for Myles. 321 Tetris. Yeah, for the record, it's not high. It wasn't Hydrant's place. It was university housing. And there aren't really. I grew up in Massachusetts, which I think is roughly where Hydrant is from, same region of the country. And I don't think I ever saw a cockroach in my entire life. I had never seen one. So I don't think it was a cockroach in Hydrant's place. When I was the first time I saw one was in Las Vegas. I had already lived in Massachusetts and Wisconsin. I remember it. It was one of those small little nasty, what they call German cockroaches. They're like the small, very bad ones. And it was like the whole apartment complex in Vegas that I was in was infested. That was bad. And then the first giant one I saw was in Texas, like my first week staying at my friend's garage apartment on a futon. And the thing, I swear, like I was lying there on that futon, the thing was like the size of a fist. It was massive. And I'm like, where do I live now? Why do I live here? What the heck? $79,000 for Myles, $63,000 for Hydrant. Long bars have been a little difficult to find here, especially well-timed ones. Tetris for Hydrant. Myles can't use that for a Tetris, and now he's got parity problems on the right side of that board. All right, he's starting to make some headway. Okay, that bar goes all the way to the left where it needs to go. I mean, he's doing what he's got to do. That square is going to help a lot. Okay. He is bringing this down. He's brought it down a few rows already. One more. He uncovers and gets a bar and clip it and ship it. That is a great dig from Myles. I mean, these have become known as, you know, a Myles dig, right? Myles dig. That's why. 152 for Myles. I mean, it's probably better if you don't get into those that often, such that they're named after you. But still very impressive. 175 for Myles. There is a Tetris. 194 for Hydrant. I mean, amazing. 220 for Myles. 217 for Hydrant. Okay, Hydrant going to tuck that L. S-spin. He's set up for a Tetris. Now he's got a bunch of burns he can take on the right side of the board. Going to refill that left side. And Tetris for Hydrant, 267. 270 for Myles, who is now ahead in lines by a little bit. I guess not too many now. Singularity, really, Singularity is here with all the ideas. Wait, I got an idea. The old Masters Monthly, which means it includes like Jeff Moore, Terry Purcell, and all the old Tetris Masters. You know, that is an idea that is comes out every once in a while. Myles up high again. Long bar gets over before this can fester. The problem is all these old peoples don't know how to stream or want to stream. Jeff does. I can't imagine Terry ever would. I can't imagine it. And they did have a Legends tournament at CTWC in 2023. And that idea sort of morphed into like Jonas Cup, sort of. Or no, that was 2020. Yeah, that's I think how that kind of went. And you know, there were a few of the legend type players there, like Ben Mullen and Quaid and things like that. I don't even remember if those are the exact players, but players like that. But in the end, it went, you know, it was Fractal versus Scooty in the finals. But yeah, we thought about doing some sort of throwback tournament as well with just the old players and things like that. 449 for Hydrant, 418 for it's been on the idea log for a while. 418 for Myles, 500 for Hydrant. Okay, Myles with a hang there on the right side. Opens up the right again. He skims. He's waiting for a bar that is timed well. There's two of them that are not. Okay, he's open again. Uncovers, gets a Tetris. 453 Myles. 553 Hydrant. Yeah, Mega Retro. Alex Kerr. Okay, a little split double there for Myles, 469, 610 for Hydrant. So Hydrant doing what he's got to do in this game 3 where he's down 2-1. Singularity says, wait, did Joseph learn rolling? No, he did not. The last game, as far as I can tell, that Joseph ever played was in CTWC, the online year 2023. That was his exit against Huffaluffagus. He also lost a game to Hydrant, dude. That knocked him down to the losers bracket that year, I believe. And he came kind of roaring all the way back, I think, into the losers finals, which Huff won, which propelled him into, if I'm remembering that right, which propelled Huff into the finals, right? Okay, 596 for Myles. This is going to be tough. Gets a long bar to the left. Hydrant with a dirty Tetris and gets it. 819. Going to bring this stack back down. Long bar goes in for a split double. Still trying to work this whole mess down. 827 on 27. 610 for Myles on 28. So Hydrant with a 200,000 point lead. Myles with a very high board as we approach the speed increase on 29. He's not even going to make it there. He's going to top out 614. Suffer game for Myles. And a bit of a moderate pace there for Hydrant as well, but it is enough. So Hydrant will extend this match to game 4. 3-2-1 Tetris. That is true. Cheese once had to skip a Masters event due to going out picking pecans. That is a true story. Alex T had to skip a Masters due to a pool party. I mean, look, that's before we had prize pool, you know, when we were in our phase of pure innocence, before it was all corrupted by money and making all the players all bedraggled and harried, running them out there every single month. I gotta. Yeah, I got kids to feed. I gotta play Tetris this month. It's a job now. Was it a mozzarella pool party? I don't think it was a mozzarella pool party, but do you mean Parmesan? Is that what you mean? Mozzarella and Parmesan, very different cheeses. Just very, very different cheeses. Parmesan, a hard cheese, almost used as a seasoning rather than a cheese. Of course, mozzarella, a melting cheese. $188 for Myles, $208 for Hydrant. How many players have the exclamation point thing? I don't know. Giovanni has been summoned. Uh-oh. We've activated Giovanni by talking about Italian cheeses. And let's make it very clear. Alex is not... Uh-oh. Myles is in a little bit of a jam after a couple pieces did not land right. All right, Myles trying to bring this down. That long bar is going to help. He's just kind of bringing it down row by row. Okay, 3 more rows to go. 1 more row to go for Myles. There's the double. He opens up that right side well. And there's the bar for both, really. 274. Myles will survive a little bit of a scare, but he's still here at 297. 334 for Myles. While Giovanni is here, and we're talking about Italian cheeses, I just want to make perfectly clear that when, Alex T is using Parmesan cheese and all that stuff, that is not the real Parmesan cheese. The real Parmesan is like Parmigiano Reggiano, a real Italian cheese. What Alex is using is not a real Italian cheese, okay? It's probably a combination of Romano and sawdust. All right, that's what Giovanni came here to say. I could anticipate it. I knew it. I knew that's why Giovanni was even here. 388 for Myles, 449. If you get that thing in the green can, Giovanni wants you to know, you American, you are not eating Parmesan. Tetris for Hydrant, 472. 412 for Myles. Chris Estes, Vandy is such an elitist. I am. When it comes to Italian cheeses, I'm as elitist as they come. Tetris for Myles, 4-8. Well, especially when there's this Italian in the chat who's watching every word I say and ready to correct me and get all upset. I want to remain a hero to the Italian people. 503 for Myles, 545 for Hydrant. You sound the exact same every single year, Vandy. Well, I mean, doesn't everybody? Shouldn't you sound the same? I don't even know what that means. I mean, I am a 47-year-old man, so I'm pretty much settled, 616 for Hydrant, 578 for Myles. All right, Hydrant with a bunch of stuff piled on that right side. He has a dirty Tetris setup in column 1. It's not set up anymore, though. And so he's kind of burning some valuable pace here and giving Myles an opportunity to crawl back. Okay, Hydrant going to open up that left side. Is that a Tetris? I think so. I was kind of looking at something else here, but that's right. Hydrant getting it taken care of. But Myles now within 1 Tetris here. Oh, Lombard gets over for Myles, 702. Hydrant still cannot work this down, or has not yet. There's a nice triple. That's going to help. Is there any new word record about Tetris recently? I don't know how to catch you up. Head on over to, I don't know. There's always something. Dog's got the 29.7 million. He's got his rebirth. Sidnev with the level 39 line cap world record, 2.1 million. Perfect max out. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff going on, so I'd recommend following a bunch of the best Tetris players on YouTube because that's where they're going to post everything. 823 for Myles, 812 for Hydrant. So Myles now in the lead by 43,000 points. It's about a Tetris and a half. Yeah, perfect max out. That's like all Tetrises basically the entire way. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question, Mari, because I don't know how long this person's been away. I don't know what lately means. Hydrant's board starting to climb. This is a problem. Myles really in the dig of the tournament, and no, that is going to be a top out for Hydrant at 8:59, and Myles will be moving on to the top 16. Hydrant, we hardly knew ye. We get one window into Hydrant's world here, and unfortunately, that is it. Myles, well, unfortunately for Hydrant, I'm sure Myles loves it. But Hydrant GG's always a pleasure. Mr. Moonstruck says, Hydrant's Dirty Tetris Game 3 was beautiful. I agree. Hey everybody, this is your old pal Vandweller, host of Classic Tetris Monthly, and I'm asking you to do me a favor. If you like this video, hit thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe and bang that notification bell. And follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/monthlytetris. Thank you, and have a nice day.